Principles of aerodynamics. Aerodynamics is the branch of science which deals with the motion of air and the bodies moving through it. In other words, aerodynamics is a branch of dynamics which deals with the study of motion of air, particularly when it interacts with moving objects. Now let us understand the various forces which controls the dynamics of an aircraft. The forces acting on a body moving through air are called aerodynamic forces. The flight of an aircraft is made possible by a careful balance of four physical aerodynamic forces. These four aerodynamic forces are lift, weight, thrust, and drag. Lift is the upward force created by the wings as the air flows around them and keeps the airplane in the air. Weight is the downward force towards the center of the earth, opposite to lift, which exists due to gravity. Next, we have thrust. Thrust is the forward force generally created by the aircraft propellers or turbine engines which forces or opposes the aircraft through the air. Drag is the force acting in the direction opposite to the thrust, which fundamentally limits the performance of an airplane. When an aircraft is maintained in an altitude and airspeed, it is said to be in straight and level unaccelerated flight, where lift equals weight and thrust equals drag. Let us now look in detail each of these forces. For an aircraft to rise into the air, a force must be created that equals or exceeds the force of gravity. This force is called lift. In an aircraft, lift is created by the flow of air over wings, which is shaped as an aerofoil. An aeroplane's wing is an airfoil whose shape is round at the top while bottom is relatively flat. Because of this, the air traveling over the wing will increase in speed, and as a result, there will be lower pressure above the wing. This imbalance in pressure is called pressure gradient. Wings are designed to create this sort of gradient because air always moves from areas of high pressure to the areas of low pressure. Since the wing is stacked between the two areas of unequal pressure, it is lifted towards the areas of lower pressure by the force of high pressure wing trying to lift the wing. Weight is the net downward force on aircraft. It opposes the lift and acts through the center of gravity of the aircraft. It is the force of gravity, combined load of aircraft itself, the crew, the fuel, and cargo. Thrust is the force which moves an aircraft through the air, which is generated by the engines of aircraft through some kind of propulsion system. Thrust is the forward force acting opposite to the drag. It propels the airplane through the air. Generally, aeroplane thrust is generated by the propeller. Larger jets get their thrust from the turbine engines. Thrust is generated from the same principles as lift, but in a horizontal direction. A propeller is an airfoil as such. It rotates the blades and accelerates the surrounding air towards the end of the aircraft, and it is illustrated with Newton's third law. The equal and opposite force reaction results in the aircraft moving forward. Drag. It is the resistance experienced by the body while moving through air. It's a retarding force which results mainly from friction effects and pressure difference between front and back of the body. It is the force opposing the thrust which limits the forward speed of an aircraft. Now let us discuss the total aerodynamic forces. Lift and drag are the forces that result from the pressure distribution over aircraft wings. This difference in pressure along with friction are responsible for the total aerodynamic forces acting in an aircraft. The way the four forces act on the airplane makes the plane do different things. Lift works opposite to weight and thrust opposite drag. When the forces are balanced, a plane flies in level. To get more speed to aircraft, pilot increase thrust to overpower the drag and vice versa. The plane climbs up if the forces of lift and thrust are more than the gravity and drag. If gravity and drag are bigger than lift and thrust, the plane goes down. Now let us see how these forces play when an aircraft takes off. Right now, thrust equals drag and lift equals weight. In runway, the lift generated by the wings is less than the weight of the aircraft. As it moves faster, the thrust produced by the engines overcomes the drag and aircraft gains speed on the runway. However, lift is still less than the weight. Now the wind flowing over the wings begin to generate more lift and the flight takes off.